Bam! What up, Outlet Shores buddies? We're back. The name's sticking, I guess. It's got a fun ring to it, so the name's sticking. You guys are now the buddies. We're back again. We're playing Worldwide Wrestling. I'm a happy boy, of course. Today, joined by fucking another brand new face. Unfortunately, Zach couldn't join us for this week, so we have Tristan. How excited are you, Tristan?
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm pretty excited for this.
All right. Are you a little bit terrified?
Yes.
Excellent. Good. Bam. So, we already know who these guys are playing. Obviously, El Hijo de Aguila, played by Nate, of course, the fastest hot dog slinger this side of professional wrestling. We got Ryan Munch, of course. Tristan, you want to go ahead and
If he's speaking, I
just
can't
so
hear.
that these fellows and the audience can get acquainted?
Describe your character, Tristan.
Very good. Okay, cool. Characters Tristan Sharpe. He is a short but mighty in spirit individual from Tampa Bay, Florida.
We love a short king.
Short King. He really tries. He sure does. Honestly, he's all for the look, for the flair. He likes to he's a pretty charismatic guy. Likes to get the crowd into it. I don't know what all to say about my character.
Yeah, what does he look like for us? Like what's his gear look like? What's his face look like? You know, that kind of just
Yeah, he's got kind of a summer swag to him. He's
Hey.
from Tampa Bay, Florida. He's got a summer swag to him. Definitely a bit of a tan. Blonde hair. He is into the surfing. He's got that athletic kind of personality to him. Yeah, all around, he's just a fun, happy-go-lucky guy. Like he's living in Tampa.
Right on, man.
So
That's
yeah.
fucking
Like,
awesome, dude.
Right
You know
on,
what,
man.
for you wrestling fans, it's
right
kind of
on.
giving just like the California version of what's his name right now? An MLW heavyweight champion right now. He wrestles barefoot. Nate, you know him.
Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle. Thank you. It's giving Matt Riddle vibes. Instead of a stoner, it's a surfer.
Yeah.
I fucking love Matt Riddle. Shout out to Matt Riddle. So now, Tristan, we're gonna
Yes.
do heat questions. So part of this game is something known as heat that you gain with allies and enemies. It's a form of currency. It'll come up later in the game. I'm not gonna explain it to you right now because it's not worth it. But you see on the spreadsheet here, there is questions. So I would like you to choose 3 of those 4 questions and ask, and then that gives your fellow players their chance to answer those questions and then kind of just build up a story with each other. So go ahead and choose some of these questions, 3 out of 4 of them. I'll say 3, because then I'll be able to answer with some of the non-player wrestlers as well if no one can think of a good answer.
Okay, cool. I also am still learning a lot of the new characters too, so I'm looking at it.
Yeah, of course. Well, they'll be able to tell you.
So I think I'm gonna go with
Yeah.
do you want me to let you know the questions?
Yeah, ask a question and then they're gonna answer it. Then you ask the next question and then they're gonna answer it. It's just choose one of the questions, and then when you get to 3, bing bang boom, we'll start playing.
Yeah, okay. We'll do I asked the question, pardon me?
Yeah.
You ask
Very
the
nice.
question, they give the answer.
I ask the question, they give the answer. Okay, cool. With whom do I have an old rivalry that can now be restarted?
Hmm. Can I actually give an answer for this one? He isn't here, but I think when Zach does come in, I feel like this would be a question that Zach would immediately hop onto. So I want to say the answer to this question would be Blood Prince. I think you and Blood Prince wrestled in the Indies a little bit together. You're a short guy. He's a giant 7 foot monster. So it's classic wrestling storytelling. So I think the answer to that question will be Mr. Blood Prince.
Right. Okay. Um, who thinks I'm completely overrated?
Wow. Asking all the hard questions out here. These guys are both playing like baby faces, and so that just seems like a much more like a heel answer.
I feel
Like
like
a
Anarchy
heel question.
Wild might think he's overrated. I don't know.
Honestly, I don't think any of the current NPWs that are currently in cycle right now would be a good answer to this. I would say maybe let's choose another question because I this doesn't feel befitting. If I may
All
step in
right.
there.
No, that's fair. Whose spot am I threatening then?
Um, El Hijo de Aguila.
Why do you think El Hijo would thus why do you think Aguila would fear this would have this fear, I guess.
Well, Hijo de Aguila has like a bit of an inferiority complex. He feels like he's not good enough to be here yet. And so to see another wrestler up and coming uh, taking up a roster spot, another small guy who can work up the crowd and potentially be able to go with him shot for shot, Hurricane Rana for Hurricane Rana. He definitely feels like his roster spot is being threatened.
All right, hell yeah. So we'll throw in. Did you change that already? Yes. All right, and the last question.
Last question. Who has sung my praise to get me on the roster?
Would 100% be Ryan Munch. It would kind of the exact opposite of Aguila's answer, where you've seen the other side be the smart fan, uh, with being the call up. So you know what it's like to be a fan, and now you're able to show off for the fans and have that spectacle. And Ryan Munch is just all for that.
Awesome. I like that answer. That's really cool. All right. With heat questions now out of the way, I guess we can start officially praying.
Your
So,
dastardly plans?
oh, I got plans for you. All right.
Ready.
So,
I got plans for you too, big boy.
we start out in your childhood living room, or you're over at your buddy's place, or um, out at some bar or something. For some reason they got wrestling playing. We look upon one of those old thick bad boy block CRT TVs that flicks on to life with that white noise static as you hear that changing the channel, where it's Tuesday night, it's 6:46. It's time for your favorite weekly show, Total Brutal Super Wrestling. As we, you guys see the TBSW logo. It's flashy. It's 90s. It's very badly made as the TBSW logo flashes on as we transition to the commentator's desk. You see kind of on the left side you see a well-dressed younger man, a little bit bigger in size. He's got a cowboy hat on. On the right side you see a little bit more of a grizzled older gentleman. He's got a shaved head, the leather jacket on, as welcome, one and all, to another epic night of TBSW Total Brutal Steel Wrestling. The best in sports wrestling entertainment. I'm Rick the Roar Reynolds, joined with me my co-commentator and TBSW legend, Deadeye, Danny Cross. Danny Cross says, it's fantastic to be here once again. We're gonna have an epic night. I'm so excited, and I just can't wait to just see the brutal carnage that will uh, ensue in the ring. Right, you are Danny. As we're gonna go to another brand new pickup for the TBSW roster. Indie legend. We're talking the sharpest man in the business. It's Tristan Sharpe, ladies and gentlemen. As we go backstage, you see the interviewer, Sunny Days. She's a bright and chipper young girl. She looks like she should be like a weather reporter on a news channel, but she's here in this grungy 90s wrestling promotion. She's wearing a yellow polka dotted dress. And she's bright and chipper and excited to be there. Standing beside her is the summer suave indie wrestler himself, Tristan Sharpe, as Sunny Days goes. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Rick. I'm here standing beside the indie legend himself, Tristan Sharpe. How are you doing tonight, Tristan Sharpe?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking.
Well, I'm
Oh,
so glad. And how excited are you to be a part of the legendary promotion TBSW?
I am stoked. I am ready to make an impact as soon as I can.
Awesome. And do you have any messages for the fans or your fellow wrestlers? Do you have what is your statement going forward? This is now that moment.
Fight, 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 fight. You can't stop until it's over. So don't give up. You're about to see what not giving up looks like.
Perfect. I'm gonna get you to cut a promo. So go ahead and roll me the 2d6 plus
2d6.
your look stat.
All right. 7. That's 5 plus the
That
2.
is a 5 plus 2. So that is a soft success. Um, you've got the audience's attention.
Very good.
Um, Oh, you know what? Actually,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm going to change that to a work the audience role. I'm not going to get you to re-roll it. You're just going to gain a momentum.
Okay, cool. You want me to roll both 2d6?
No, no, don't worry about it. Just you gain one momentum. So
Oh,
on your
perfect.
character sheet, there's momentum. Just gain one momentum. And while you're changing that, you see Sunny Days go. Well, thank you so much, Tristan Sharp, and we're so excited to see you out there in the ring. Uh, And in that moment, as she's about to say, Danny, Rick, back to you, you see in a huff, El Hijo de Aguila storms in front of the camera as the camera now transitions to follow him through the backstage. Now, Aguila, you last week, I'm talking to you and you're getting someone else to talk to, so don't worry. We're going to just quickly do a little dance break while he's talking. Boom, boom. Boom. Remember to like and subscribe. Thank you. And he's back. Aguila, last week you were snubbed. You were snubbed of a victory that you feel is rightfully yours. So in this next segment, you're going to storm into the general manager's office and demand justice. And so as the camera follows you, um, how do you open the? You know what? I don't want to ask you how do you open the door. Do you kick it open? Do you open it in a huff? Are you respectful about it? How do you proceed as you walk up to you see General Manager Roxy? What's her name? Roxy Riot on the door.
I'm gonna be like I'm walking up to the door in a huff, but once I get to the door, Aguila is just gonna like take a few moments to just take a couple breaths, calm down, and just politely knock on the door and open it.
You open into this general manager's office, and what you would expect would be kind of more of like a professional office setting. This office, her office, Roxy Riot, looks like your 17-year-old grungy, edgy sister's bedroom, but instead there's just a massive black desk covered in graffiti in the center of the room. You see like graphics of like blown up posters, like album art on the wall. You see like a guitar in the corner. Like there's a whole like drum kit back there too. Um, there's heavy like rock music is playing overhead as you walk in. As she's got two. She's got her booted feet up onto this graffiti desk as rock music is playing, and as she sees you come in, clicks the music off of the cliff with a clicker, and leans forward. Aguila, what do you mean?
You know as well as I do that I got screwed out of that triple threat match last week.
I guess you did. What do you want me to do about it?
The refs screwed me out of that match. And since Blood Prince is too much of a coward to be here tonight, I want you to book me a match against Anarchy Wild for the #1 contendership for the TBSW championship, the World Championship.
Wow, someone has some aspirations. You know what? After tonight, you and I can discuss the World Heavyweight Championship. If you want to do this, you do it my way. Before we go anywhere further, I'm going to get you to do something.
Okay.
I'm going to get a promo with this one. Actually, this seems like the perfect role to cut a promo with. That is plus look, by the way.
Okay. That is a 9.
That is a 9, so that is a soft success. So you're gonna get booked in a match. So Roxy leans forward. She's got that look on her face. The reason why Roxy runs a promotion is because she loves violence more than anything else. So she looks as she leans forward, that smirk on her face. She says, "If you want to do this, you do it my way. You, Anarchy Wild, right now, in a steel anything goes cage match."
An unsanctioned cage match, perhaps? No rules, no countouts, no disqualifications, no referee stoppages is the important thing. The only ways I'm going to win are pinfall or submission. Exiting the cage will result in a forfeit.
Go ahead. You are now playing politics. Go ahead and roll me plus audience. Let's see how much the audience is behind you on this one.
That is a dirty 12. 10 plus 2.
Okay. Roxy agrees. She says, "You know what? If that's what you want, that's what you want." So on this hard success, they agree that you're right, and so it is now an unsanctioned match. But I now get to change your want based on your actions.
Okay.
And you're playing the luchador, right? I'm gonna go down to your sheet and
I
find
am
that.
indeed playing the luchador.
Lucha.
Lucha, 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 lucha.
Here we go. You know what? Your want has now been changed to a championship title.
Okay.
Sound fair?
Yes.
Excellent. The camera now goes to black as we fade back to the commentator desk with Rick and Danny as Rick goes, "Great Scott! A cage match unsanctioned. This is going to be a blood bath, ladies and gentlemen. We'll catch you after this commercial break." During the commercial break, of course, the steel cage drops down over the ring. Everything is all set up. Under the mat is stocked with weapons. Liam, could you give me 2? Give me 2. And we're back. The cage has dropped. Aguila, go ahead. Describe your entrance for us as you come running down, or what? I'm not gonna say how you do it. How do you fucking enter the goddamn ring? I ain't gonna tell you how to do it. You know how to do it.
So El Hijo de Aguila is going to come out to move by audio adrenaline. And as the song starts playing, on the beat drop, Aguila is going to pop out of like a rant, like a part of the stage is going to shoot up. Aguila pops high into the sky, does his wing flap, lands on his feet, and does a somersault. And just adulating the crowd, trying to get them pumped up for this opening match. As El Hijo just runs to the ring, climbs the steel stairs to the cage door, and then just does a springboard off the top rope and front flips into the ring.
I totally forgot that. Yeah, like I was like, oh, I wonder if he's gonna do his trampoline entrance again. And I'm like, wait, there's a steel cage there. He would just fucking like a true bird, bah, right against the fucking cage. It's my bad. Sorry.
Uh,
Do you grab a weapon before you enter the ring?
no.
Excellent. The lights drop to a dim red as smoke begins to bloom on the main stage. As the music starts to play, you guys know the entrance of the Gladiators song, right, Tristan? Like
Entrance of the
the da, 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 that one. That song, but a like heavy metal rendition of that song starts playing.
Ooh.
Yeah, like really grungy rock vibes, but it's entrance of the Gladiator as this heavier set wrestler comes out. He's got like a luchador mask on that looks like a clown. You see he comes down the gangway with a kendo stick and a trash can as he's banging the kendo stick on the trash can as he's coming down. Blood, red eyes. He's like, "Rah!" The crowd, boo! He's flipping off the crowd, bang, 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 right in front of fans' faces. And he enters in the ring. He throws the trash can into the ring. He goes, grabs 3 steel chairs from under the ring, throws them into the ring, and enters as they lock the steel cage behind him. I'm gonna say Anarchy Wild is gonna start with control, if that's okay with you, Aguilo. He's immediately. I think he's gonna run forward. He's gonna hit you with like a massive headbutt that he no sells. By the way, he's got the thickest skull in the entire promotion. By the way, he no sells this headbutt on you as he headbutts you. He knees you in the stomach and then just starts walloping your back with the kendo stick. Now we need to go over to the moves section here. You know what? He's gonna work real stiff. He's gonna roll plus real. Let's see. Sorry, now I need to scroll over to where he is. Real. Okay, perfect. Oh yeah, buddy. That'll be a 9. So I think he's gonna gain a momentum. Because that's what you do normally. You gain a momentum like normally. Hold on, sorry, I'm still learning the rules to some of these more. When you actually want to hurt your opponent, roll real on a 10 plus, lay him out, pick 2.
And then 7 and 9 is, I believe, pick 1.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna give you an injury mark.
Okay, that will trigger my ability. When I get an injury, I take 2 injury boxes instead of 1.
Oh my god. And You know what? He really wants to bury you. You're gonna lose an audience as well, which I believe triggers an advancement.
Lose an
Correct.
audience?
Yeah, you're gonna lose an audience, and then I believe in the rules, the first time you would hit 0 audience in a show, you gain an advancement.
Okay. I'm at 1 right now. I'm at 1 audience after the -1.
Yeah, so oh, you're at 1 audience after the -1. Oh, actually, sorry, I believe that's at the beginning of every show you reset to 1 audience.
Okay.
Unless you have any special rules telling you otherwise.
All right. I'll
Sorry,
go down to 0
momentum
audience.
doesn't. Yeah, the momentum doesn't, but audience does. So
I gain
yes,
an
you were going to gain an
advancement.
advantage when your audience falls to 0 for the first time in an episode.
Okay.
So you can pick another move. You can gain an audience.
So I have 2 advancements right now. Should I just
Have
do
you
them?
not chosen? Have you not chosen your other advancement yet?
No.
Oh, all right. Well, you should do that now then.
Okay.
That usually these advancement triggers like right away. So like you should probably we probably forgot, but you do that right when you gain the advancement.
So once my audience resets to 0, does it stay there?
It stays there for now until you gain another audience. I will
Okay.
tell you though, in the rules, if you end an episode with 0 audience, you're fired.
Yes. That is something I looked at. Okay.
I like when Tristan didn't know the rules, and as soon as I said you're fired, he went, "What?"
Yeah. So I am going to pick a playbook move from any gimmick and gain an audience.
Excellent. So you're just gonna balance out to 1 audience. You're fine. Awesome. So he gained a momentum. He worked real stiff, and now he's gonna pass control over to you. So he just walloped your back with several hard-hitting kendo stick hits. As on the last hit, the kendo stick is going to snap on your back, causing extra damage as it causes lacerations on your back. And so for Tristan, once I got that burp out of the way,
Yeah.
those players who are not participating in the given match take the rules of the announcers.
Okay.
You, as the announcer, once
Mhm.
per wrestler per match, you have the ability to use the put over ability, which basically just moves their rule up the next tier. So if it's a 6 and a botch, you can move that up to a 7 and 9, and if it's a 7 and 9, you can move that up to a 10.
So at any point I can just be like, "Hey, I want that bumped up," sort of thing.
Yeah, if let's say like you're watching this match and like you see Nate go for a really cool spot that he ends up botching on, you can say, "Hey, I'm going to put that over," and you're going to move it up 1 just because you think that's a worthwhile moment to turn into a soft success.
Right. Okay.
And like the reasoning for this rule is since you're you're the commentators, you're doing the play by play, you can freak out even if it's like a little bit of a fuck up. You can still freak out and like play it off to the audience as if it was intended all along, meaning that the move turns into a success,
Right. So
or
give
a
reason
move
as to why
that
it's.
was mid turns into like a great moment. In that sense.
Yeah. Okay.
So, as this kendo stick breaks over the spine of a gorilla, how do the commentators react? So you guys can discuss between each other. He wants to play Rick the Roar, who's more like the upbeat, southern, excitable, play-by-play guy, or there's Deadeye Danny Cross, who's kind of the more like gravelly voiced ex-wrestler who's kind of more of a realist.
I can play
So
Rick.
you guys can discuss who wants to play Rick and who wants to play Danny.
I'm good with playing
Um,
Rick if you want to play the other one.
Danny.
Yeah.
Rick's the upbeat one. Danny's the more serious, if I wasn't mistaken.
Yeah, the more like gravelly, like
Yeah.
realistic guys, like
Yeah, okay.
I could have done that back in my day, that kind of vibe of
That's
him.
nothing. Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Unless
sorry,
you
can
want to
I-
play Rick.
generation.
I'm fine with either
Can I
one.
also? Oh,
I'm fine with
what'd you
either
say?
one.
Yeah,
It's up
okay.
to
No,
you.
that works. That works for me. I also have a question. If we wanted to bump it down, can we, or is it just a bump up?
No, it's just put over, unfortunately.
Hey, that's fine. I'm just seeing what the bounds are.
Just seeing the rules, if you're like,
Yep.
I
Hey,
kind of
I'm
want to screw
poking.
this motherfucker over.
I've also got a question for you, Wes, because it really doesn't explain it. It's saying the announcer. Does that mean both announcers since there's two, or is it just once for the entire announcers? Because it doesn't really mention that.
And on that, if part two to that, if it's one of us gets one each, can we use it at the same time for one like powerful upbringing?
Um, as far as I understand it, both announcers each get one put over action that they can do
Per match or per
per
wrestler?
match.
Okay, so you can only do it once, I guess, right?
You
Is
can only
is
do
that
it
how
once.
you were understanding it?
Well, it says
How
the
I
announcer.
understand.
I'm specifically looking at it says the announcer could use this move on each wrestler once per match.
Each announcer on
wrestler.
each wrestler once per match
Yeah.
is how I understand it.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right. So I'm gonna say yes to both of those, and if that ends up being too much, we can kind of balance it out.
Right, okay.
But yeah, and if like let's say like you guys want to use both of your upgrades to turn a botch into a mega success, then you guys it's kind of both of the announcers freaking out and putting them over and like oh, say fucking like that kind of moment.
Perfect. Yeah, and of course it'd have to be left for a special moment. I like it.
It would have to be left for a special moment,
I love it.
and you may not want to do it on one move because later on, if there's like a really embarrassing botch, and you're like, we've already used your move, sorry. So
Well,
it's
sucks
to
to
your
suck.
prerogative. It sucks
Yeah,
to
okay,
suck,
cool.
right? Yeah. So, Rick, Danny, how do you guys react as after the headbutt, knee to the stomach, and walloping the kendo stick? That's basically just like a stick.
Oh,
You guys know what a
well,
kendo.
yeah,
It's a bamboo stick, basically.
yeah. Yeah, hard, but it hurts. I kind of want to jump in as a pointing out the obvious of that oughta put on some damage. That oughta hurt. I've seen some good hits in my day, and that seems to be a pretty hard one. He's taking it pretty well though.
You got that right. Anarchy is just going right at Gila from the beginning, making sure he's regretting ever making this a thing. That was not the word I wanted to use.
Nice.
All right. Did Anarchy Wild?
You
Concede
now
control.
have control of the match. He passed control over.
Okay. So as Aguela is getting beat up by Anarchy Wild, getting a kendo stick bashed and broken against his back, getting lacerations on his back. Aguila with this sudden look in his eye, as Wild goes for another swing, Aguila is going to catch it and attempt to drag the kendo stick and Wild down to the ground and do a label lock with the kendo stick.
And obviously, okay, so like put the name for us wrestling folk, put the name on and then describe what that looks like for the audience.
Yeah. So basically, what the label lock is you drag your opponent down to the mat and then lock their arm in your legs. And the normal variation would be you would like put your hands together like this and then just pull on their face. But
Oh,
instead
so
of
it's
the
kind of like a
hand,
crossface then,
yeah,
right?
it's a crossface basically, but with a
Okay, cool.
kendo stick.
I actually didn't know the other way that was called. Okay, so I'm gonna call that a work.
That is a 10
That is
total.
a 10.
My ability will trigger.
Your ability triggers. Which ability is this?
Human highlight reel. Oh, it's not high flying. Never mind.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this is hardcore violence. Oh no, sorry. What
Um,
did you? What did you? I asked you to roll me a work. Did I not?
yeah. When you demonstrate your technical prowess in the ring or make a big deal out of respect, spend 2 momentum and pick one. Gain 1 heat with your opponent, leave your opponent speechless, make creative book you in a match, or expose villainous behavior, or an ally comes to
Oh,
your aid, gain 1 heat with your ally.
I think I what I should have done. So going forward, you can either
Okay.
choose to wrestle cleanly, where I'll get you to roll a wrestle move, which is body work or heat, or if you want to go for more of a hardcore violence turn from it, I'm going to get you to roll real instead. So, like, the description of it is when you draw blood, use a weapon or revel in violence. Roll plus real. So, I think instead, can I ask you to roll me a plus real instead since you're using a kendo stick? Um,
Yep.
you can use your old roll if it still works for you, or if you'd like to roll again, that's up to you.
So my real. So with the move you just said, what would happen on a 7 to 9?
At 7 and 9, you would give up control, but pick one. Someone in the match gets injured, gain 2 momentum, gain 1 heat.
Um, sure, I'll just keep my old roll.
Okay.
That is a total of 8.
That is a total of 8. Um, how does the announcers react as he's stretching this bamboo stick across his face, kind of in Anarchy's mouth? Is it ah?
Aguila is just fighting back, going toe to toe with Anarchy. He's got him in a crossface, just holding him there, trying to get him to submit.
Yeah, he's really got him pinned down there. Let's see if there's any retaliation. Sorry, I'm also learning character names here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, let's see if there's retaliation on who are
Anarchy
we?
Wild. Anarchy
On Anarchy.
is
Yes.
is the other guy. It's Anarchy and Aguila.
Yeah, I'm bouncing. It's funny they're on separate sides of the page, so I'm bouncing between the two.
Yeah, and it's the fucking same like sound.
Yeah, I'll get
Yeah.
there.
So quick rules question because I don't feel like going to the book to look it up so that my computer doesn't turn robot-y. If you max out your injury table, what happens?
The wrestler cannot compete in the following week, I believe. And then you just play as either an NPW or you make a new character for that week.
Okay. Because that really depends on what I choose to do next. Because you passed control over to me, correct?
Yes. On a 7 to 9, I lose control and then pick one of the options. What are the options again? Just to
So the crowd pops, give up control of the match, and pick one. Someone in the match gets injured, gain 2 momentum, gain 1 heat with your opponent. That's it.
Okay. I'm also going to injure Anarchy Wild.
Ooh, and he's he's a hard, so let me just check if there's any rules with core. Um,
When you get injured, check an injury box and gain 1 heat with the wrestler you were working with.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Thank you for checking that.
So I've got an update on the injury. When you checked off all of your injury boxes, you can no longer compete. Creative can no longer book you in matches at all. If you want to get into a match, you're going against company policy. This generally means you have to break kayfabe while still appear non-wrestling segment. You can still appear non-wrestling segments, cut promos, and interfere with other wrestlers' businesses, of course. Is what the book says.
Okay, thank you for checking that. So he's going to take an injury, and then he's going to gain a heat with your name.
Aguila.
Elijo Aguila. Excellent.
When I spend an
Um,
advance, I can erase a check, but it should have been at the start of the episode, meaning I still have 2 injury checks.
Yeah, so when your audience went down to 0, that this was your choice of whether you could have cleared an injury or gained your audience, and you chose your audience. Are you fine with that choice?
Yes, I am fine with it.
Okay. Knowing that this is an unsanctioned match, I am going to play Anarchy really brutally, so he is going to go ahead and he's going to work real stiff again. What he's going to do next as you pass over control is he's going to snap the kendo stick over his knee. And just going to start jabbing the broken edge into your temple. And just start pressing and pushing, pushing and pressing. As he's going to roll a reel.
Just so you know, another way to remove injuries is to get the repackage advance, which is taking an episode off but returning with a new gimmick.
So that ends up with a -1 to reel that ends up turning into a botch. So how do you reverse this moment as he goes to jab the broken kendo stick into your face?
As Anarchy Wild attempts to basically stab Aguila, Aguila, like, trying to wriggle free, like, turns his head at the last moment, and he gets the side of Aguila's mask, ripping it a little bit, but not enough to the point where it's, like, going to be a problem for him. As he then elbows Wild in the gut and breaks out of the hold he's in. As Aguila is going to run to the ropes, handspring off of the ropes, and then do a cartwheel, backflip kick to the head of Anarchy Wild.
Before you roll this roll. So looking at the work rule stuff, since he botched, he can
Okay.
either take an injury or creative makes a hard move. I'm gonna make a hard move, causing Wild to lose. Excuse me, lose the notes.
He's losing an audience.
He's going to lose an audience, causing him to go to 0 audience, which means he's going to gain an advancement.
Okay.
And I think because he's so fucking brutal, he's just gonna remove his injury. He's just gonna power through and keep fighting.
Alrighty.
But he's at 0 audience. So we'll see what happens. And so are you choosing to roll a wrestling move since you're doing like an actual bump?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll a wrestling move.
Excellent. So that'll be a work.
Oop, drop the dice. Whoopsies.
Sees.
That's a natural 12.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Okay,
So,
now that
for
would that
for
trigger
those
the
who don't for those who don't know, of course, Tristan, when you roll a natural 12, that becomes what's known as a mythic moment. So he gets a hard success, and he gets a little bit more on top of that, which goes as followed. This move goes into your highlight reel. Keep control of the match and pick one. You impress everyone. You're now booked to win the match. You steal the show, gain an audience. You do the job, your opponent gains +1 audience. You upstage someone. Say who comes out to help your opponent, gain 1 heat with each other, and you're booked to lose.
I'm gonna book myself to win the match.
You're going to book yourself to win the match. So you're going to gain a momentum and retain control of the match. What do you do next as this devastating kick sends him tumbling into the mat?
Do I have a maximum momentum? I do think so.
Yes, your maximum momentum is 3.
Okay, cool. I am at maximum already.
Excellent. So you gain no momentum and you retain control of the match.
How fun.
How does commentary react to this indubble kick onto, you know what, this kick was so incredible. I just want to add a little bit to this as he goes for this flipping kick. He hits him square on the jaw, causing Anarchy Wild to flip over the top ropes and topple face first onto the pavement.
Okay.
It's a steel
Well,
cage.
So still.
Well, yeah, but there's weapons involved, so you still need to get weapons out from under the cage. So he goes and smacks his face. I guess there's not really pavement there. There's cushioning there, but it's like on the outside of the mat. You know what I mean?
So,
Not the apron, but on the
question.
ground. Answer.
Did my stipulation of exiting the cage resulting in a forfeit?
No, because
did it do
okay,
that?
he's not left the cage yet. So
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
If this is the mat,
Mm-hmm. That's the
the
ring.
steel
Yep.
cage is there
Oh,
because you
okay.
still want to be able to get like tables and chairs from beneath the mat.
Makes
So
sense.
he's
Okay.
flipped over. Hold on. He's flipped over the rope and
Mm-hmm.
onto the floor here.
Right. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
It's
What
the big
section are you?
one, not the little one.
it's the big one, not the little one.
It's the big cage, not the little cage.
Yeah, exactly. If it
Okay.
was a
Now
rumble,
I
however, he
get
would be
it.
eliminated.
Yeah, I thought it
Which,
was the
stay
tiny
tuned,
steel
that might be
cage.
coming out.
All right, you were going to the announcers.
That's my
Yeah,
bad.
we're going to the announcers. How do they react?
So I'm gonna jump in and quickly say, "Oh, there it is. There's the retaliation. A beautiful kick right to the jaw. Love it. Beautiful. Oh, let's see how he takes that. That's a powerful kick. Do you see how hard he was flying?
That's right. Aguila is making sure that he is taking home the title. He is going at Anarchy with everything he has and showing that he deserves his spot.
Yeah, let's see how this match continues. This is turning out to be a real show."
Awesome. Aguila, you're in the ring. Anarchy Wilds laying on his back outside. What do you do next? Muted.
Aguila is going to go to the top rope with his back facing towards Anarchy Wild, and he's going to attempt a Phoenix splash on Wild onto the floor. And I believe that would be work as well, if I'm not
I believe that
mistaken.
would be a work as well.
That is a 10.
That is a 10. So you're going to gain a momentum and retain control. As
And
sorry,
because
what
I'm
move
at
were you doing again?
it's a Phoenix Splash. So what it is, for those who don't know,
Yeah.
you
So
basically
Nate, by the way, going forward, so when you say like, hey, I'm gonna do a Phoenix splash,
Hmm,
my character flips over the ring and puts the left foot in and puts the right foot out, or however you describe
right.
the thing is like, I'm gonna do this. That looks like this. Just for quickness, because it is
Okay.
7:40 now, and we're still on the first match.
Okay. It's basically you turn like 180 degrees as you're flipping, and then you do a splash,
Which is like a belly flop.
a belly flop onto the opponent. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that is a 10. That is a high flying move. So high fly. Fuck. Demonstrate your technical prowess. Spend 2 momentum. Spend 2 momentum and pick one. I am going to gain 1 heat with Anarchy Wild.
Excellent.
First time in an episode that you roll a 10 plus before spending momentum on a high flying maneuver, gain 1 audience. And then I gain a heat with Anarchy Wild. Okay, perfect. Retaining control of the match, I am going to throw Anarchy Wild into the ring. I'm then going to climb up on the apron, climb up onto the top rope, wait for him to get up, and then attempt a Mexican Destroyer on Anarchy Wild, which is a flipping pile driver, essentially. Like, I jump from the top rope, land with both my legs between his head, and then do a flipping pile driver, where I just spike his head into the mat.
Excellent. You know what? Before you roll this, I'm gonna roll this as your finisher.
Hello, Zach.
Hello.
Legend.
Hello.
You know what? This is the perfect moment. Go ahead and roll 2d6 plus nothing. This is you rolling your finisher.
Okay. $10.
And
I gain one audience again.
excellent. Okay. On your 10, you are rolling to finish. Oh, sorry, that's your finisher roll. Hold on.
That's my finisher roll.
Yeah. When you're booked to win a match, roll 2d6, 10 plus gain an audience. Perfect. So you gain an audience. How many audience are you at right now?
I'm at 3 audience.
Damn. As this moment, as you go ahead and hit this Phoenix Splash, before the announcers have any ability to react to the situation, Aguila goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3. The match is over. But as soon as that bell goes, Blood Prince rips the door open, and Blood Prince, I'm gonna pass control over to you. What do you do as Aguila has now just finished the pin on Anarchy Wild? How do you now interrupt this match and bathe in their blood?
So I I went into the ring, spot and kick him into the ropes.
Ooh, that's a big boot to the face. Go ahead and roll me a body for that one.
So I rolled a 9 right now. I don't have everything opened. Let me
That's
get
okay.
back
You
into
roll a 9 on
Yeah.
that, which means that to probably a hard success because that is an 11 total.
Yep. Okay.
So you're gonna gain a momentum, which I'll add
Perfect.
for you.
Thank you.
And then you retain control, so you give him the Spartan kick to the face into the ropes. What do you hit him with next?
Spear.
Oh, a big ol' spear into the ropes as your body collides with him. With all of this going down, commentary, how do you guys react?
Uh, well, I'll jump in and say, "Oh, what a surprise! Out of nowhere, here he comes!" And of course, Zach doing all the things he's doing. I'm like, "Oh my goodness, what a surprise!" And right at the end,
That's right. Blood Prince could not stand the fact that Aguila was taking the title, so he wants to come and claim it once for all.
By that time, the steel cage is now flooded with officials, bodyguards, backstage hands, as they're now separating the three contenders from each other, escorting them one by one from the steel cage. The crowd is going wild. We're now, from this moment, we're gonna fade into commercial break.
Hey.
So we'll be back in a little bit. BRB. We fade to commercial break here. Who's feeling confident? Who wants to do their commercial first?
I can do my commercial.
Do it.
Excellent.
Do you enjoy wrestling? Do you wish you could be part of the action? Now you can with TBSW Ultimate Mayhem. Play as your favorite characters like Ryan Munch, Anarchy Wild, and go toe to toe in the ring. Coming next fall.
I'm hooked. I'm buying it, dude. Who wants to do theirs next? Come on,
I'll
new
go
guys. Why don't you guys
next.
go? No, new guys. Why don't you guys go?
Okay.
I can go.
Me? You want me to go first?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. You guys have heard of the Thneed. Well, get ready for the Creed. It's an upgraded version with music. Can you take me higher with my experience of using my Creed?
From the edge.
Exactly. Hold me now with my new Creed. Coming to stores this summer.
Congratulations, you broke Wes.
Oh.
Hold me now with my new creed.
Oh.
It is a rite of passage for newcomers. If you break me like that, it's a rite of passage.
I'm glad.
Oh my god, no, that was really good. Fuck, alright, Nate, you go. Fuck, I need to calm down.
El Hijo de Aguila comes onto the screen, all bandaged up from his last match. Hello there, little luchadors and luchadoras. Would you like to not be a coward like Blood Prince and attack me after a match? Then come by Aztec Wrestling School, where you can be brave, actual men and women with honor and respect. Where you can see me, De Aguila, and come and learn from me and plenty other Mexican legends. Come by Aztec Wrestling School. You won't regret it.
Oh my god, you literally, after your matches, went out and filmed this just purely because Blood Prince pissed you off. That's fucking hilarious.
Wait, why do I feel
Alright,
like
Zach,
Ryan?
what's your...
Hold on. Why do I feel like Ryan would just? It's just like crappily done, like self-promotional thing, and then Ryan's just eating in the background, walking.
my god.
So, you heard about the hit sensation Brick. Now, there's a new, fantastic toy. Sand. It's coarse, rough, and it gets everywhere. Sand.
Sand.
That's fine.
Oh, the fact that that took me a minute, kudos.
Uh,
9 out of 10 Darth Vaders would not recommend.
No.
you know,
9 out of 10 Darth
Oh
Vaders.
man, that's fucking that no, that's
Absolutely.
fucking that was perfect. All right, since there's 4 of you, I'm not gonna do a commercial. I don't even bother that you went because I knew there was 4 of you. So our camera fades back into the ring. Creative takes a moment to burp as in the center of the ring you see a wrestler that none of you really recognize. His name is Kor, Magician of the Orient. He wears almost like his wrestling getup is almost like the cheapest magician that you've ever seen in your life. He's got the big bow tie. He's got like one of those like handkerchiefs that like pull out, but it's sticking out of his breast pocket more so than it should be. That breaks the illusion. You can see the rest of it dangling out the bottom of the jacket. It's just a very cheap looking magician. He's wearing like white face paint. So imagine Ghost but shitty and magicians. Like Ghost of the band, shitty, and a magician.
Interesting.
Excellent. We're all there. So, Core Magician of the Orient stands in the ring holding his microphone. So, last week, my partner Mesmar was humiliated by this eating fat, hungry hippo known as Ryan Munch. You want this, Rye? I'm going to beat you to a pulp like orange juice and drink you for breakfast. Come out here and fight me now. Right. How do you want to respond as someone in the ring is actively calling you out to fight?
Right.
Does your music hit and you enter out?
Yeah.
Owen,
I
just go ahead and describe your entrance for us as you respond to Core's promo.
I look at Core as I walk in with the entrance, and I just like I point at him, and then I hold up one finger's like like hold on, as somebody comes out with like 3 hot dogs. I eat them, and then walk onto the stage.
For those who aren't aware of Ryan Munch, go ahead. What is his entrance music, and what does his kind of like the vibe of the entrance look like? As you know, obviously the stagehand runs out with your 3 hot dogs.
So yeah, my entrance music is Weird Al's "Just Eat It."
Yes. Thank you.
As he's just he's kind of just like happy to be there, just always snacking, he kind of like oof, as he walks down. Do you really think I'm fat? I don't think so.
I think you're fat and lazy, just like all the fans here today.
Now hold on. Insult me, don't insult them.
You know what? I'm gonna say that's a great cheap heat move. Go ahead and gain a momentum.
Sweet. Um, would that technically also be standing up for something I believe in?
I think that would.
I would say so.
Hmm. The only thing is, He has I wish it was kind of. I don't know what I want to do here. What does it mean, leave your opponent speechless?
So,
So you in that moment, if you leave your opponent speechless, I would say you cut a promo so good that the fans roar to such excitement that no matter what they do or try and say, they can't get a word out edgewise.
Okay.
Meaning that now you've taken control of this entire situation. You are obviously the baby face here. You know, the crowd is behind you, and whatever happens next is in your hands, I would say is the answer to that.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll spend 2 momentum and make my opponent speechless. What happens in the ring is between you and I. You leave them out of it. They are us watching. They're here to be entertained, not to be put down by the likes of you.
I love it. As you see Core try to speak up and go, and as soon as he tries to get a word out, he goes the entire audience, "Fuck you, Core! Fuck you, Core! Fuck you, Core!" As they're all screaming as he tries to, "No, fuck you! And he's overpowered. You don't even know what he's saying as he's screaming, crashing out in the ring. This is your moment. Yeah, I would say this is booked to be a match. You go ahead. You're in control. Go ahead. Go in and attack him. The match is about to start.
Yeah, while he's trying to get a word in, I am just going to uh, grab grab his neck and do a cutter and just throw him down onto the mat.
My boy knows what a cutter is. I'm so proud of you.
I started looking stuff up.
So proud of you.
yeah.
I'm so proud of you. Brooklyn knows what a cutter is. Shut up, Randy Orton. Fucking right. What do you want? What do you want to roll for that? Is that a work or a body for you?
Um, Either way, it doesn't matter. So I'm just gonna go body.
Perfect.
Dang. That is a 5.
That is a 5. So as you try to go for the cutter, you see Core drops his entire weight, falls to the mat, and then kips up, and he's going to meet you with his own cutter. So he dodges your attack, he kips back up, and then is going to hit a cutter. You guys know what a kip up is, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That I know.
Basically, where you just like flip from the ground up onto your feet.
Yeah.
Yes.
A thing I can't
Cool.
do. Yeah.
And so I'm gonna call that that's a botch as well. How do you get out of that situation?
Yeah, with his as he goes, I flip around and then just push into him, trying to push him down onto the mat or the floor.
Oh, perfect. So that's your step one. You push him down on the mat. What's your next move from there?
Get on top of him and try to pull his legs to different sides, try to go into like a pin.
Ooh, so okay, so are you attempting to go for like a roll-up pin, or are you going for like a more of an ankle lock submission in that way?
More of like I think more of a ankle lock submission.
Okay, so I would say go ahead and roll me a work for that one as you cruck his ankle and knee into your arms as you pin him down to the mat. Go ahead and roll me a work for that one.
That's a 6. These -1s are killing me.
Um, I'm gonna pass it over to the desk. Who would like to play Rick and Danny? As there's actually no, sorry, never mind. Tristan, sorry, you don't get to play Rick and Danny. As Zach and Nate, you guys can go ahead and discuss between yourselves who wants to play Danny, who wants to play Rick, as you guys are being commentary for this match.
I think same setup as last time. I'll go Rick, and then you'll be Danny,
Yeah.
Zach, if
Yep.
that's all right with you.
Yeah. Or can
Excellent. So I'm going to pass it over to commentary. How do you guys react as he goes and hits this ankle lock? Also, I'm kind of passing that over to you. Me as creative, I cannot use the put over move, but this feels like a good moment to use that. Caw, that's the pigeon that flew by in the fucking arena, whispering in your ear.
Does Blood Prince know about that?
put over move? What?
Yeah.
Oh, I believe I described it to you last session, but whatever. So the put over move is while you're on commentary, Zach, you can choose to put over one of the wrestlers, which basically means if at any time any rule is made, you as a commentator, once per wrestler, once per match, you can bump up the roll to the next progression. So if it's a botch, you can move it up to a soft success, and if it's a soft success, you can move it up to a hard success. So Liam just botched his move. I'm saying as a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, this seems like a good moment to say, hey, let's bump that up to a soft success. Let's use the put over move to just make sure that this moment flows well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Essentially, you basically just describe the move as it succeeding instead of failing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just make sure that we as players also know is, hey, I'm going to use my put over move for Rye in this moment, as for you, Zach, you'd say, as Danny reacts. Oh, that ankle lock is a fucking thing of beauty, that kind of thing.
Do we each get one or one?
Each member of commentary gets one put over per wrestler per match. So yes, you and Nate both get a put over move for each wrestler.
Okay.
But anyway, that's my wink, wink, nudge, nudge as I pass it over to commentary. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
You go ahead.
You go ahead first. You go ahead first. You're better at the commentary than I am.
And now Ryan Munch going for a cutter, and it's count. He gets it. Osmar gets out of the way. Does a kip up. Goes for a cutter
this
of
is
his.
core. Sorry.
Oh,
this is
core.
Not Mizmar,
Okay.
This is core. Yeah.
I got the names mixed up. That's my bad.
Yep.
Core gets out of the way. Kips back up. Goes for a cutter of his own. Oh my goodness, Ryan Munch! Ryan Munch with the counter. He slips out of it, takes him down, and gets him into an ankle lock. This is absolutely incredible wrestling, Daddy.
I'll get better than this.
As I'm going to do my put over move to turn that into a soft success.
Perfect. So that's a soft success. So you can either gain a momentum or retain control.
I will gain a momentum.
I'm so glad you did. So as you pass over control of the match, Core is going to use one of his moves, which is called Capitan de Parejas. If I'm saying that right, so I apologize to all you Spanish people. So Tag team is a part of Lucha Libre. He's going to spend 2 momentum to add anyone you have heat with to your side of the match. So as he does this, you hit an ankle lock, but you are immediately, interrupted as you see Mesmar, the um, other member of this tag team between Core and Mesmar. Nate, do you remember what Mesmar looks like? I'm totally drawing a blank on what I described him as. Do you remember what he looks like? Doesn't
I'm
he
drawing
just
a
no?
blank.
Doesn't he just like look like a circus guy?
Yeah, he looks like a freaky circus guy.
He looks like a freaky circus guy. That's what it is. For those who don't know who Mesmar Master of the Occult is, it's a freaky looking circus guy. He's got like the pinstripe pants. He's got obviously like the Timu band ghost paint on. He's Core's counterpart. They're a tag team together. So as Mesmar grabs you, Rye spins you around, and he spits this green acid into your face as he goes. Sprays it all over your face. He's going to roll mind games on you. He's going to roll plus look. What is my plus look? There it goes. So that is a soft success. Um, uh, in this current moment, because one of the choices for mind games is someone surprises or ambushes them from out of nowhere. So I'm going to say that this is that moment of this happening where you're now getting sprayed in the face with acid. Why
I
don't you
know.
go ahead and describe how you sell this for us, and then I'll describe what happens next.
Okay, because I was going to ask if I could counteract with my own mind games. I think I've lost him.
I think we did lose him.
He muted.
Sorry, Kelly's taking our cat out for a walk, so she was just letting me know.
Oh, good. I was hoping to maybe counteract with my own mind games. Because I too have that. I wanted to see. Because one of them is you can gain control. So my thought is that would be something you could use out of turn.
Here is how I will rule this. Go ahead and roll me a plus look. If you match or exceed this roll, your mind games counteracts his mind games.
Okay.
And so what I would say probably in that moment is as he sprays you with acid, you respond with your own mind games, whatever that may be. You no-sell the acid and then gain control of the match if you roll a 7 or higher. Because he rolled a 7, you just need
Well,
to roll a 7 or higher, so you just need to succeed.
Yeah, the dice automatically says 9. That's without the +2, so that's 11.
Perfect. So how do you A, no-sell his acid spray, and B, hit him with your own mind games and take control of this moment?
The acid he sprays in my face, without really much of a reaction to like any burning sensations, I just rub it down my face and onto my arms like I'm enjoying a bath. And
Do you do anything to your opponent, Mesmar?
uh, and then I flick what's left into his own eyes. Since I rolled 11, technically, wouldn't that mean I get to choose two?
Yes. If
So
as
yeah,
a hard succeed, yes.
I gain control, and then someone surprises or ambushes them out of nowheres, which I think I know where you're going with this. So,
So just call a quick break. I have to
uh,
PM. So as this moment plays out, as I right, I want to ask you, how do you dazzle your opponent to give a teammate a chance to interrupt this match? How do you dazzle him in this way, as you no sell the poison? Oh no, sorry, you've already told me. You flick the acid back into his eyes as you watch as Mesmar spills over into the ring, like kicking his feet, holding over his eyes, like. This gives Mesmar a moment, or sorry, this gives Core a moment to stand up and recuperate from the attacks that you just gave him. But before he has a chance to attack you, Tristan Sharpe, why don't you go ahead and describe your entrance for us as you come sprinting out to assist Rye in this match?
Yeah, so I come dressed in very summery attire, spray tan and all. I come out a lot of energy to I assume my theme song, which would be Chelsea Dagger. So it comes blaring behind me as I come running out, uh, pump up the crowd, get everyone going, give a little bit of this right into a fist pump. Exactly. Throw a little intimidation in there, and then high speed run it into the ring.
The entire crowd, as you run out, pops as everybody does the hang 10 to the sky as they're all, yeah, Tristan Sharpe!
Very good. I definitely egg
Um,
that on.
so as you enter into the ring here, you now have control of the match. So obviously, you have Rye in the corner standing over Mesmar, who's still selling the acid in his eyes. And then as you're running in, you see Mesmar standing there, who's about to try to attack Rye. He's standing about center ring. So how does your wrestler enter, and what kind of move action do you hit on him?
And just remembering, Rye was the one who essentially summoned me in, right?
Yes, Rye is your
Very good.
teammate.
Excellent. So I'm going to jump up onto the side, spring myself off of the ropes, and essentially go for a belly flop onto him. Just a
Actually,
springboard
a
right into it.
springboard splash. I would call that a work, my friend. So go ahead and roll me a plus work.
Uh, Perfect. 2 die plus work.
Yes, sir.
All right. 7 plus. I think I have a 0, so 7.
So that is a soft success. So you have the choice of either retaining control or gaining a momentum.
What am I at? 2. Let me just confirm, but I don't think I have anything that costs 3. So I'll continue control.
Excellent. So as you hit the splash onto Mesmar, Core has now finished selling and is now getting back to his feet.
Okay, very good. So then I seeing Core jump to his feet, run and tackle him, spring him off of the ropes. So his back up against my arm, run into his chest, back up against the ropes, and essentially launch him off the ropes onto the ground, like a hard slam into the
Excellent.
ropes.
That I would probably call a body in this case.
Okay, fair. That is. Oh god, I think body is -2 for me. Let's see what we can do.
Yes.
3. Oh wow, that's a 3. That's a 3.
So that
Oh,
will be a botch. And so as you go for this lariat onto the ropes, you see Core kind of duck under it. He grabs you by your waist and just flips you over the top rope, tumbling onto the ground. Which in this case, right now, now that there are two competitors in the ring, we're gonna go into tag team rules. So right now in the ring is Core and Rye, and then standing on each of your corners as after you. Obviously, Tristan, you recuperate from your move. You get up and stand on the apron in Rye's corner, and then obviously Masmar goes and stands in Core's corner.
perfect.
The Chorister. Um, so Core currently in control of this match. I think he is going to balance his back off the rope and is just going to go for a full on like arm slam lariat onto your chest, Rye. That will be a body roll. That was cocked. Okay. That is a bot. So as he goes for this lariat, how do you dodge and gain control of the match?
I move out of the way and grab his arm and just try to do an over the shoulder throw, put him to the ground, and then still holding to his arm, wrap my legs around and just pull it all the way back. Trying to like pin his arm.
Ooh, into like kind of an arm bar?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that'll be a work right there.
8.
8, that is a success. Momentum and control.
I will use that to gain another momentum.
Excellent. So you pass control. So I was letting you know in the match there the moves that you could do. So there's the wrestling move, like where you obviously hit a bump, where I will get you to roll body work or heat. Or you have the choice to give over control to your opponent, or when you're in a tag team. Technically, you guys don't have you're in a dedicated tag team. So when it comes to when it comes to trying to tag in your partner in that case. So if you, Liam, are trying to pass over control, are you going to pass over control to your opponent, or are you attempting to tag in Sharpe?
I'm gonna try to tag in Sharpe.
You're going to try and tag in Sharpe. So you're going to roll plus heat with them. They gain the result of a wrestling move. Awesome. Okay. So go ahead and roll plus heat with Tristan, which I believe would just be +1.
Yeah, so that is a 8.
That is an 8, so that is a soft success. So, Tristan, you now have the choice of either gaining a momentum or gaining control of the match. But I feel like in this case, it would probably be best to gain control of the match.
Yeah, that was my thought.
Yeah. So as Rye, go ahead and as you hit the arm bar onto Core. You lock eyes with Tristan as you reach out and tag him in as you slap his hand as now he now enters the ring and you go into the corner. Sorry, I'm a dummy head. So, commentary. How do you guys react as this series of progression unfolds? The cutter duo into the acid spray into the run in from Tristan into the wrestling into the hot tag.
So is this a new match, or would you consider it still the same match?
This is the same match now, but it's turned into a tag team match.
Okay. And now looking, he's got the ankle lock locked in, and oh, what's this? Mesmar from out of nowhere, looking for the acid spray, and what's this? Ryan Munch just shaking the acid off. He's enjoying a nice acid bath right now. It's like he's on a trip or something. And ow, he flicks the acid back right into Mesmar's face. This is absolutely incredible. Some mind games of his own. And Mesmar, blinded by the acid, Rye returning the favor. Oh my God! It's Tristan Sharpe! It's Tristan Sharpe! Sharpe's in the ring! He's going for the lariat! Ow! And what a counter! What a counter! Ah! Holy shit.
I
Good.
don't know what's happening here. Why is this chaos unfolding in front of me?
Take control of the match, ref! Come on now!
This is ludicrous.
I agree with you there, Danny. This has turned into an absolute all-out slobber knocker in the ring.
I am speechless. I can't get the words out of my mouth.
Danny is absolutely speechless right now as Tristan Sharpe gets dumped over the top rope by Vesmar. And now it looks like we're gonna have a tag team match here, folks. And here we go as Ryan Munch squares off.
Tristan, you have control of the match. Sorry, no, Tristan. Who has control of the match? I forgot.
So technically, I have
Tristan
control.
has
remember.
control of the match on the hot tag.
I have control of the match.
On the
That
hot tag, yes, sir.
being that being said, wasn't Rye in a pin? Does he roll out of it, sort of thing?
Yeah,
No,
so
he was doing like an ankle lock onto him, but then gave it up and then went to tag you in instead. So
Perfect.
now you are running in on an already damaged core.
Excellent. I'm here then. I want to go for. I'll run in. Look at him and go for a. I essentially just kind of want to go for some sort of like I'm quick, so I want to bounce off the ropes a bit and then go for a bit of a torpedo dive at him. Once again, I kind of like my dive, so I'm gonna go for a torpedo dive at him after bouncing off the ropes.
Okay, so that feels like for those with wrestling lingo, that feels like a pretty much like standing off the rope what's that? The In the Wind. Who does
Whisper
that
in the
move?
Wind. That's
Whisper
Jeff
in the Wind.
Hardy's
That
move.
feels like a standing whisper in the wind. As you flip off the ropes and then go for like a diving, flipping kick drop onto your opponent.
Yeah.
That's up to you. Would you like to roll a body or a work in that case?
I would like to roll a work as I'm trying to use momentum, so I'm hoping a work would be beneficial for this. I can go hit the floor.
Yeah, I'd say this is a work for this.
And I am neutral on it. So 6.
6.
Or 6.
So as you try to hit this whisper of the whisper in the wind, as you flip your legs over, you watch as Core grabs you by your ankles, like puts his near his legs and like flips you over into like a what is that? A tornado DDT? No, that's mm, that would kind of be like a modified Hurricane Rana, where
Okay.
he like your legs are now wrapped over his like wrapped around his uh neck, and he's just gonna drop his weight by like and like kind of hair whipping you this way and dropping you on your back.
Right, okay.
So he's going to counter with the modified Hurricane Rana, which is a success. And as he hits this, he bounces off the rope and is just going to do a jumping belly flop splash onto you,
Okay.
which is a botch. So, Tristan, how do you respond as he goes belly flopping over top of you? How do you avoid this attack, or how do you reverse it into your own attack?
I am able to I essentially roll away. I see him
Yeah.
going for it. I roll out, and then whilst he's hitting the ground, I go for some sort of like I kind of pick him up by his shoulder and arm and go for some sort of arm bar whilst he is kind of recovering from his, I guess, face plant.
Ooh, excellent. Go ahead and roll me a work on that.
Oh, that's 11. Oh, that's nice.
That's
And
11.
if I'm not
Very
mistaken, I have
nice.
yeah.
So you're going to gain a momentum and retain control of the match. How does commentary respond to this turn of events?
And now here is Core, and there's the tag to Tristan Sharpe. Here comes Tristan Sharpe, going for some sort of whisper in the wind. Core gets out of the way. Core going to the top rope looking for a body splash, and Tristan with a reversal of his own. Tristan with a beautiful roll to get out of the way of that body splash, and now he's going into an armbar. He's going for the armbar.
It is so good athleticism there. I can't believe
He-
he reversed that.
He's gonna try and break Core's arm here. What's Core gonna do?
I don't think there's nothing he can do.
Kristen, you maintain control of the match. What do you do next as you continue to have this guy in the armbar? I will say you can either choose to do another wrestling move, or
So
if you
I've
want to do some real damage, I can say you could roll a work real stiff and try to maybe injure.
what was it that happens if you get to 4 momentum?
So there is that's a great question.
If you have 3 momentum and you would go to 4, you ignore it. You just stay at 3.
So you stay at 3 momentum.
Okay, I didn't know if it was. I know there was the thing with the
Yeah.
the audience, but momentum I think is different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
If you
Excellent.
if you're at 4 audience and you gain an audience, you reset your audience back to 1 and you get an advancement.
Right. Okay.
If I'm
So
not
I get to
mistaken.
retaliate with something, or I guess continue my move with something. I have him in an arm bar, so I guess from there, because he's still technically, I didn't stand him up really. He's still kneeling whilst
No,
in
you
the arm bar.
still like face down to the mat. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can then, I don't know. I guess I could in the arm bar, still holding him in that, and I guess grab his other shoulder with my hand, flip him over, and I guess slam him onto the other side of me. Would that make sense?
Ooh, yeah.
Like essentially like
So you slam them onto the other side. What do you do from there? As this is your step one.
yeah, and then I guess once I've done that, I could stand up, and I don't know what to do from here. That's a good question. Um,
Hmm.
I haven't thought this far ahead. I can. Does anyone? I am stuck, to be honest with you, of
Does
what I
anyone
want to
have
do.
any
But I do want
suggestions
to. So
on what
my
move
thought
he could do
process is
next?
I am wanting to, because I've done a lot of stuff on the ground here, stand up and do something whilst he's on the ground. So
Well,
I'm
you know what?
standing,
I have a
he's on
suggestion.
ground.
So, since you've been working on this arm, you could while he is planted to the ground, you can stand up and just start hammering your heel into like his shoulder to just continue
Perfect.
to like work and fuck up this
I was
arm.
thinking of ways of how to do damage, so that works really well. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
in this moment, are you looking to injure your opponent, or are you just looking to make the spot look really brutal?
Make it look brutal.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me a work on this one.
Plus, I guess I still had 0. So this one's a 10. A 6 and a 4 instead of a 6 and a 5.
Excellent.
That is
So,
a major
um,
success.
Yeah, I would.
uh, you
Oh,
already
I
have
get
3
3
momentum,
major
so you don't gain an extra momentum, but you
No.
still retain control.
Oh, wow.
Yes. You
So
retain control, keep working this match until you choose to either give it up or your role makes you pass it along. So in this moment, you've done a lot of work on the shoulder of core. You can now choose to like if you're like, man, I've done enough work. Let me go ahead and tag in my partner Rye and
I
let
was
him
gonna
do
see
some
if
more
this was an
work.
appropriate time because, yeah, I know a lot of the time if you're getting your ass whooped, it would be a good time. But in this case, this would also be good because I've done a lot of work to him. So I think I go and tag him in and give him some time, I guess.
Awesome. Just go ahead and roll heat with them. So that
Roll.
would be heat with Rye, which
Okay,
I
cool.
believe would be a +1.
Yeah, yes. 8, 9. So 8 plus 1.
9. Perfect. So that is a side success. So you can, Liam, you can either gain a momentum or um, take control of the match.
Me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I'll take control because I'm already at 3 momentum.
Perfect. Oh, and another move you can make is the interrupt move. Where is the interrupt move? You can cut in to take control of the match, spend 1 momentum, and narrate the interruption. So Tristan, if like okay, let's say if Liam is doing like a lot of big work on to core, you could be like, hey, I'm going to spend a momentum and interrupt so then we can do a tag team match together or something along those lines.
Like
Yeah, like a
to do
tag
a kind of like a
team.
tag team move.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Or alternately, if I had the momentum to spend, I could say Mesmar spends a momentum to interrupt the match, to interrupt your move to take control of the match.
Cool.
Yeah. So Rye, you're in control. You see, Core is wriggling on the mat. You see him feeling his shoulder, selling that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna climb up onto the top, jump off, and do like an axe kind of drop kick onto him.
Ooh. Nice. Go ahead. You can either choose work or body for that one. That's up to you.
I'll just do body. That is a 7.
Ooh, so that is a success. Would you like to retain control or gain a momentum?
I would like to retain control as after landing on top, I'll take a playbook out of Aguila's and do a cross arm or whatever it was called.
Ooh, that will be a crossface. That'll be work.
Crossface.
You hook your hands together and stretch his neck and his mouth open.
Ooh, that's a botch.
That is a botch. And as you go to do
Actually,
the crossface, you see. Oh,
uh,
do you want to spend momentum?
yeah, so I'm gonna spend a momentum to make it succeed.
You're gonna make it into a success. Would you like to regain that momentum, or would you like to keep control?
I'll regain the momentum.
Awesome. So as you turn it into a success, as he sells it for a moment, um, you just see in the most incredible feat of strength, he starts to crawl off of the mat, lifting you up with him. As he stands up and staggers to his feet, you're now kind of doing like a piggyback position onto him. He starts to reach out his arm to try and tag in Mesmar. He struggles, he's gonna go and attempt a hot tag, which is a success. But as he goes to jump and tag in his teammate, he kind of corkscrews his body as he lands on to you, like back to back first, as he tags in Mesmar. He rolls off your back as you see Mesmar enter into the ring, as he's just going to double tap his elbow and just go for people's elbow drop, as he's going to roll a body onto you. Unless Sharpe would like to spend a momentum to interrupt this move.
To interrupt the move that you're doing.
The elbow drop, yes. Would you like to, or do you want this move to go through?
I actually think I could actually, because I have 3 momentum. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, spend a momentum. And as he drops his weight into this body slam, how do you interrupt said move?
So he's just dropping from ground, just dropping at people's
Just
elbow,
ground
being
with an elbow
stationary.
drop. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What is the character's costume or getup? May I ask? The one
Core
who's doing the
is
people elbow.
the
Yeah.
the cheap magician.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So I was thinking of the reason being I was thinking of grabbing him by some of the uniform whilst he's kind of going for the people's elbow in order to catch him from landing with it.
Ooh.
And I was thinking of essentially doing a throw of him into one of the corners.
So
like
you catch
essentially like
him
a
by the edge of his pants and his fucking bow tie. As I want you to go
Precisely.
ahead and roll me a body for this one.
yeah, okay. Please be high. That's not high at all. That's a 6, which then becomes a 4.
Gentle reminder to Zach that he still has his work commentator ability to make it a success.
I
He's still
think,
I
but in
was gonna use it.
could I explain my idea for this next spot
Yeah.
before you use it? And if you still
Yep.
think you want to use it, you totally can. So as Tristan grabs him by his pants and by his bow tie, you watch as Core, or no, this would be Mesmar, uses his body weight and literally flips Tristan onto his back on top of his teammate Mesmar, and dealing like kind of like uh splash, but on his back, right?
Okay.
Would you like to still interrupt, or do you want that spot to go through? That's up to you. This is your move.
Well, also though, it's a 4. What would it have to be in order to succeed? Because he would only add +1. Would he not?
Is that how that works, or you could just move it up? Now, one of your rules, boys, check for me.
Yep.
Whoever's faster, you guys just race for it.
Yeah, I'm not that fast. Trust me.
I'm not that. You're not that guy, pal.
Liam,
Nope, I'm not that
Liam's
guy.
pretty fast.
Name is pretty fast. See who
So
wins.
I wasn't paying attention because my mom came in saying.
The announcer, page
Awesome,
33.
Oh, what about the
Nate's
announcer?
checking it. It's all good. Yeah, Nate's checking it. It's all good. But I don't even remember the question at this point.
Oh, the question was that
Uh,
if so, for example, I have a 4. Does it add one number
It
to
makes
the
it
roll
a
to bump it from
succeed.
a 4 to a 5?
If it's it says 6 or lower, it'll automatically bump it up to a succeed. So no matter what you roll, it'll just bump it up to the next success level.
Excellent, perfect.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Zach, that is up to you. Would you like to spend that move right now, or do you want the
Yeah,
other guys
I would
to
spend
get
that
the
move
move
right
in?
now.
You're gonna spend that move right now. So
Yeah.
how does Danny react as Tristan grabs Core by his pants and by his bow tie and slams him on top of Mesmar, or the other way around, Mesmar on top of Core?
Mesmar on top of Core, yeah.
So, how do I word this to kind of look at that? It was Mesmar, right?
Mesmar on the Core. Or Mesmar
Yeah, it
in
was
my
Mesmar
hands.
taking the move onto Core, but it was Tristan doing the move onto Mesmar on top of the body of Core.
Oh, can't believe Tristan's grabbing Mesmar by his costume. It really wasn't. I bet you Mesmar really wasn't. He didn't wear that costume today. And oh my goodness, it went through.
oh my goodness there, Danny. Tristan Sharpe has thrown a massive Beal throw to Mesmar on top of Core. Core might be broken in half at that massive Beal throw.
You know what? Just for the sake of the awesome visual, I'm gonna say I'm now booking you for the win. Go ahead and roll me 2d6, Tristan.
2d6.
Which this is a flat roll, but you can spend momentum on it.
Oh, I don't need to. It's 10.
That's
5
a
and 5.
10. So this is you rolling your finisher move.
Finisher move.
Loads. On a 10 plus, you hit your finisher clean, gain 1 audience.
Nice. So that puts me up to 2.
Boom.
All right.
As you lift Mesmar's legs up, as you get the double pin onto both Mesmar and Core. As 1, 2, 3. How does commentary react?
What would be your finishing move, Tristan?
What would be my finishing move?
Yeah, what move would you use as your finisher?
Sorry to interrupt. I just got a quick question. So, does this only count for Tristan, or does it count for both of us since it's a tag team match now?
What did it work for both?
The win.
In what way would you both be gaining the victory? Is that what you're asking?
No, like would you want so in a tag team match, whichever individual gets the pin or submission would get the win for his team. So you both would win the match. Would I think his question would be if they would want to do like a single finishing move or do like a tag team finishing move.
That, and also if we would both gain the the perks of winning a booked match.
You would
Yes, you
in a
both
tag
would
team
gain
match,
those perks.
you
Okay.
would both
Yes.
gain the benefits of winning a
Yeah.
match.
I think that is fun. So, Tristan, you slam Mesmar's body on top of Core, and you go over and tag in Rye. Why don't you guys both go ahead and just like discuss with yourselves on what kind of tag team move that you want to hit on to both of these wrestlers who are collapsed and not moving on in the ring.
Oh,
Hmm.
now it's both of us, so we can do something together or
Yes.
side by side. Well, they're already on
We
the
could-
ground.
Could
We
do something
could
like
jump
a
onto
double
them, as we've
uh,
always done.
that. I'm looking at this as something like a double power bomb.
Yeah, yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. You do a double power bomb.
One
Hell
opponent is placed on the
yeah.
attacker's
Let's do
shoulders
that.
as per standard power bomb. The other will be placed on the first opponent's shoulders, facing in the same direction.
Ooh.
Yes.
So kind of like a Tower of Doom situation.
Call it the tower.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I
Okay.
like that. I like that.
Hell yeah, dude.
You know what? I think I'm gonna get both of you to roll your 2d6. So, Tristan, you rolled your 10, so you get that.
I've
Rye,
already
why
rolled
don't you
all
go
of
ahead
them.
and roll me a 2d6 as well?
I'm gonna use the momentum to turn that into a 7.
Nice.
Excellent. So, they obviously stall for you. Pick one. They make you look bad, gain a heat, or they ham it along with them. I'm gonna say you and Mesmar. You're gonna gain a heat with Mesmar,
Okay.
which means you're now up to feet with Mesmar,
Yes, I'm 4 heat with Mesmer, yeah.
which means your heat is. I don't know what happens with your heat, but you're gonna gain an audience since you hit 4 heat with a wrestler.
Sweet.
Why do I feel I read about this somewhere?
It's somewhere under heat. I just
Why do I? Yeah, let me see as well. I'll go back to what I was reading earlier.
Eating it up, page 19. Um,
I don't see anything in particular. It just kind of says that at +4, the crowd goes
Yeah.
wild every time they face off.
Heat is important. Heat is an important part of your wrestler's popularity, as the imaginative viewing audience pays the most attention to the wrestlers with the most exciting feuds. If you finish a match and you have +4 heat with your opponent, gain an audience immediately, regardless of who gets a win. If you have +4 heat with more than one audience, blah 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 blah. Okay.
so yeah,
So your heat doesn't reset; it just maxes out at +4.
and you gain an
But
audience.
you also gain an audience.
Cool.
Excellent. You guys hit this double power bomb, getting the pin. 1, 2, 3. How does commentary react?
Oh, and what's this? And after the Beal toss by Tristan Sharpe, he tags in Ryan Munch, and now they're picking them up. It looks like they're going for some sort of power bomb here, and Tristan Sharpe stacking Mesmar on top of Core. Ryan Munch joining in, but Mesmar's trying to fight his way out. Tristan and Ryan, a double Tower of Doom power bomb. Oh my goodness. What a move! Cover! 1, 2, 3! Oh my goodness, what a move! Tristan Sharpe and Ryan Munch getting the win with a double power bomb. What an amazing victory, Daddy!
I pull out my phone. I take a picture of the Tower of Doom, you know?
Ah! Selfie.
A
Boom.
selfie moment! A selfie
A
moment!
where were
Tower
you
of
moment.
Doom! The greatest moment!
That's fucking epic. 1, 2, 3. Right, Tristan, how do you guys celebrate in the ring as Core and Mesmar limp off in humiliation and defeat?
I mean, we definitely celebrate together, arms up in the air. I'm definitely doing this, but I'm especially considering it's my first kind of match in. I'm really excited about it for sure. So my character is very amped up about the win.
I dive under the stage and grab 2 hot dogs, handing one over to
Oh
Tristan.
yeah.
Eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. The crowd
both-
begins to chant.
Yeah, we definitely both go for the eating of the hot dog there.
Oh yeah.
Boom, you guys
Eat the whole
slam down
thing.
that
Oh,
frame.
for sure.
Could I interrupt that with a spear?
No,
Oh. Oh.
I would
Come on,
love to, but no.
Come on. Oh, come on. That would have been a good heel moment, you know?
Soon. Soon you're gonna have that moment, and they're gonna spray the hot dogs everywhere, and it's gonna be an epic moment. But tonight is not that night.
Ah,
Nope.
come on.
But I'm definitely that spot is in my mind. I'm definitely gonna give that to you next time we play
Oh.
Triple W. So
That's why I wanted to do it. Fuck.
we are going to move on to our main event after these brief messages. Be right back.
Okay.
And we're back. This next segment, you guys see the general manager, Roxy Riot, strut down the walkway towards the ring with a mic in hand as Rick and Denny go, oh my God, it's the Queen of Carnage herself gracing us with her presence in the ring. What has she got to tell us? I don't know, but whatever the answer's gonna be, it's gonna be blood, blood, blood. So Roxy enters into the ring. So how we doing that? How we doing tonight, everybody? We having a good time?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad, and the main event is going to be just as action-packed as the rest of the night has been. I hate to start this segment off a little bit somber, but we have an update on the health condition of former Warrior of the Week champion Gregory Wayne's condition. And unfortunately, he's going to be out of action for the next 6 months, which means, with the heaviest of heart, I have to vacate his Warrior of the Week title. So for our main event, 4 wrestlers are going to enter this ring, and only one of them are going to leave Warrior of the Week.
Ooh.
The match is scheduled as followed. Elijo de Aguila versus Ryan Munch versus Tristan Sharpe versus the Blood Prince. For the sake of time, all of your entrants hit, and now the 4 of you now stand within the ring, squaring off with each other. Who would like to start with control of the match?
I would.
All right, what do you got for us?
You know,
No, we don't.
I start off by playing my chest and doing a spear to Ryan Munch.
You're on Ryan Munch, so that'll be a plus body roll.
Let's be okay. That's 11 plus 2. That's a 13.
13.
Oh, excellent. So you're going to
Wow.
gain a momentum and retain control of the match as you spear. Do you just spear him right into the ring post, stunning him? Do you
Yeah,
want to do? You can do your
right
next
into the
move
ring
on
post.
him or onto one of the
Bring
other
him right into
wrestlers
the-
in the ring.
Bring him into the ring post while I do a kick to Tristan Spears' face.
Ooh, so you spear him you spear Rye into the ring post, and then you're
Yeah.
just gonna turn around and just give a big ol' face kick into Tristan Sharpe.
Yep.
Which for you don't even have to raise your leg very high because you're towering at like 7 foot what again? 7'9"?
7 like something.
7 something, and he is 5'5", so you just basically just have to just
5'5",
kick normally, and he gets a soul to the face. Go ahead and roll me a body on that one.
Oh, that's a 4 plus 2. That's a 6.
That is a 6. So, Tristan, how do you respond as a size 14 shoe comes flying towards your face?
How do I
size 14 shoes?
how do I respond? Because
Yeah.
I'm so short and it's coming at about head height. I try and duck and grab his leg mid kick. I assume that his was unsuccessful, right? Which is why I'm
So
reacting to it.
you now take control.
Yeah, okay, I figured. So I'd grab his leg after he kicks it, and were you kicking backwards?
Forwards.
Blood Prince? He was kicking forwards.
Forward.
Okay, it was like a boot
Forwards.
kick forward.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'll grab your leg and I will I don't know, I guess do some sort of arm bar to his leg and drop him. Like drop him into a Like,
Yeah,
Okay,
so like
knee
you
drop?
kind of
I guess a knee drop.
carry his momentum as his like shoe comes crawling in. You grab it like this, and then pull his momentum forward, driving his back into the mat, like that kind of
Essentially,
move.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
and then go into like a knee
And
bar sort of situation.
Essentially, I guess. Like, more so just kind of
um
like throw him
okay,
into it
so
with
I'm
the.
gonna say you're that's your step one. You use his momentum against him because it's a giant barreling man coming towards you. You use his momentum against him, pull him down, and then you're just gonna get him into another, like, basically a knee bar, not an arm bar,
Yeah,
but it's a knee bar.
Yeah.
precisely.
Admiral
Yes.
Akbar, it's a trap, you
Admiral
know.
Admiral Nebar, it's a trap.
Admiral Nebar, it's a trap. Go ahead and roll me a work on that one, I would say.
Cool.
And I do just want to add it to the rest of your wrestlers. This is a discussion, so if you're like, hey, I would really like in this moment to spend a momentum to interrupt, to do this while this is happening.
Okay.
So, like, you guys can really discuss to be like, hey, I would like to do this, and then someone could similarly respond in a way, be like, oh no, but I think this spot would be really cool. Can I do this? You'd be like, yeah, absolutely, go ahead. Or you'd be like, oh yeah, no, that would be cool. Yeah, go ahead and interrupt. Yeah, that's fine. Just this is a collaborative story, so everybody is able to discuss and pitch ideas towards this match.
I do have a
I
question.
gotta
What
I
set
just
him, by
wanted
the
to
way.
bring that up.
what
Go
match
ahead, Liam.
Sorry, Liam, what?
stipulation? What match stipulation move rules are you using? Just so I'm aware.
So this is a fatal four way, which I believe fatal four ways don't have a no disqualification clause. Nate, do you know that? I know triple threats do.
Fatal
Yeah, they,
four ways are no count out, no disqualification, same as triple
Okay, so
threat.
there is no DQ, no count out. So you're able to do some underhanded stuff. You're able to use weapons,
Mm-hmm.
any of that stuff.
okay.
Yes.
So I mean, if you would like to work real stiff to attempt to injure an opponent, you totally can. If you would like to use a weapon, you can go by the hardcore rules. And obviously for those of you who are new to the system, on the spreadsheet under basic moves, it's one of the pages under basic moves. You go scroll over to the green section, the wrestling moves, and there's wrestling, work real stiff, Royal Rumble, hardcore violence, comeback, interrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, those don't matter. There is another hardcore violence one. So if any of you guys choose to try and draw blood, use a weapon, just let me know, and that will be that rule. But yeah, this is kind of an anything goes match.
Okay. Screw it. I'm gonna have some fun. I'm going to spend a momentum to interrupt and use mind games, taking out some mustard packets, tearing them open, and I suck out the mustard and spit it into Blood Prince's eyes.
That's
God, all right, hold on. How do we want? How does Power want to react
it's
to
not
this?
mustard
I gotta think
gas,
about.
that's mustard liquid. You know?
It's not mustard gas. That's mustard liquid. Oh my God! The eyes of Blood Prince has been besieged by this mustard. That must hurt. I don't know about that one, Rick. That was kind of a bad pun.
So what I would like to do is
Okay.
as Ryan Munch is spitting the mustard liquid into Blood Prince's eyes, I'm gonna spend a momentum to interrupt.
Okay, hold on.
And then
Before
okay.
you spend the momentum and interrupt, because with the mind games, move,
Yeah.
there is a rule that comes with that.
Go ahead.
So since this is the collaborative story, why don't you go ahead and pitch the idea that you want to do,
Yeah.
which then will help Liam base his answer on what his mind game role will be, if that makes sense.
Another
Right.
thing too, as well, that I have done so on Blood Prince, I've done my move and it was a 7. So you had asked me to roll earlier. It was a 7, so I assume that would be
That's a soft
Oh yeah,
success.
hold on. How?
Just because I know someone was saying they were throwing mustard into his eyes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to remember back to when your move entered the stack, like when that was
I
pre-mustard, obviously,
I
That
right?
was
was
getting a kick.
pre-mustard, yeah.
Yeah, I was getting a kick to the face. I dodged and dropped him. So that would have been pre-mustard. He could spit the
Okay, so
mustard onto his
that
eyes
was
whilst he's on the ground.
yeah, okay, so that was a soft success. So before the mustard even comes out, so you can
Mhm.
either retain control so far, but these boys do plan on interrupting, which would mean that control shifts anyways. So I think in this moment, gain a momentum.
Yeah, because I'm down in momentum, so I'll use him. I'll take a
Yeah, gain a
momentum.
momentum, and then that way that as he's flying through the air, the mustard comes out. Mind games happens. What is your pitch to for what comes next, Nate?
I would like to suggest, like, I would want to spend a momentum to interrupt after the mind games goes off. And once Rai has done that, I'm gonna hit Rai with a poison Rana, which is basically a reverse Hurricane Rana.
Yeah, where he wraps his legs around you and does like a flipping motion.
Yeah, bad
Like wraps his
and
legs around your neck and does like a flipping motion, but like back to back flipping motion this way. So your face,
yeah, like
you're planted face first. Yeah,
Aguila's chest to rise back, and he would land like on the top of his head. Rai would land on the top of his head.
yeah. So with your mind games rule, Liam, what was your plan going forward as you squirt the mustard in? Go ahead and roll that roll for me.
Yeah, that was a 13.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Wow,
Yikes.
Was that
Amanda.
was there was no natural 12, right?
Nah, I rolled 11. I was one off.
Hmm.
Unfit.
Yikes.
So that means once I find your character, you are mind games. Pick two, gain control, gain a heat, they gain a heat, or someone ambushes them from out of nowhere.
I figure. Uh, yeah, since Nate is technically going to interrupt, I guess I really only have one option.
Well, I mean, in that case though, you could make the argument with your role to be like someone surprises or ambushes them from out of nowhere, so instead of Nate hitting
Me.
the poison rana on you, he would then go ahead and hit a move onto blood
Blood Prince.
prince,
Okay, so
Yeah.
like causing the move deflection off of you to him, and then you can choose something else, like gaining control, gaining a heat, or they gain a heat with you.
I'm gonna gain a heat with Blood Prince, and Aguila is going to ambush Blood Prince.
Awesome. So instead of your poison rana, what do you do as like the mustard comes through? He's kind of still in the clutches of Tristan Sharpe. What is your move as you now hit onto Blood Prince?
Okay, so I still have to spend the momentum, correct?
At this,
Yes, you still.
Yeah.
No.
no,
Someone
because
surprises or ambushes them from out of nowhere. No, he now chooses that you now gain control and ambush Blood Prince, so you don't
Okay,
have to spend the momentum.
cool. So instead, Aguila with all three men with with all three men concentrated on each other, Aguila is going to climb to the top rope, and he is going to do just a full on swanton bomb, attempting to hit both. I guess I can't do that since I have to target blood prints. Could I
Well, I mean,
like?
you can hit it onto Tristan Sharp though, as you can include Tristan Sharp and Blood
Okay.
Prince into that, since Tristan Sharp is already in this interaction.
Right. I'm gonna Swanton bomb and attempt to hit the legs of both Tristan Sharp and Blood Prince.
Can I interrupt that and move out of
Excellent.
the way?
No.
No?
I will
because I
say
already
no,
have you.
unfortunately, you like,
Yeah.
because there have already been rule interactions to say that you're the target of this attack, so unfortunately I'm
Okay.
just gonna say you can't spend an interrupt in this moment. You just
Okay.
kinda have to eat this move.
Yikes.
But if I get a 6, maybe.
If you get a 6, who knows?
That's not gonna happen. Like, come on. That's my luck.
That is going to be a 6, but I am going to spend a momentum to make that a 7.
Okay, so you spend a momentum to make it a 7. Would you like to retain control or gain a momentum?
I'm going to gain that momentum back.
You're going to gain that momentum back. So I guess order of operations goes, since Tristan and Blood Prince ate this move, Rye would now gain control of the match. But unfortunately, we're out of time for this episode, and this match has actually been really entertaining. So I'm going to save the ending for this match for another session.
Okay.
So since it's 10 o'clock, we're going to call it here. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been excellent, and I cannot wait to see where this Fatal 4-Way goes from here, because all of these guys are an absolute threat and a monster, and y'all are badass. So, I'm Listeners Buddies. Thank you very much for joining us. Tristan, Zach, thank you guys for joining us on this session. You guys are definitely going to be back here for the next time. I'm going to keep talking until Nate explodes with air, because I know he's waiting to say his line. So I'm just going to keep talking. Go ahead and remember to like and subscribe. And you guys should listen to this song that I can. Never mind. Nate, go ahead.
Time.
Peace.